Hello and welcome to Razaki 3D. It has been a long time since I last recorded and uploaded a video on this channel, but thank you very much for the support that you've been giving me by subscribing, liking videos and also commenting. I really much appreciate that. Now today we're going to talk about how to set up your SDF 3D application on your Android phone. It's not a very hard thing. And we're also going to talk about how to set up the Pro version. I'll be talking about the free features and the Pro features that you can find on SDF 3D, and I hope that you get to like the application and join the cult of those people who model 3D items on their phones or their Android devices. So with no further ado, we're just going to download the application right now. So I'll access my Google Play Store. And I'm just going to search SDF 3D. I'll type in there SDF 3D, and you can see it's among my first results here because I've been using this application for so long and I've actually been searching for it online using my Google account. So with no further ado, let's just go through to it. So SDF 3D was made by Automind Group, and they have a YouTube channel which is called sorry about that noise, baby crying in the background, it's just in the neighborhood. Anyway, so SDF 3D has got a YouTube channel where they upload their stuff, such as this cool video where they illustrate their features, and you can also get to see this nice robot arm there, this city image, and the coffee maker with the coffee mug there. I like this spacecraft as well, and the box with the wedding ring, the watch, the gun here, the bangles, if I'm not wrong about that. So their YouTube channel is called Show Real Productions. You can actually just head over there and see the things they upload there. So we're going to have a look at the features of this app, and so about the app: soft edge modeling your imagination in 3D. And I will just vouch for soft edge modeling because of the way the functions on SDF 3D are. And if you look at this app, you'll actually realize that the screenshots have got some soft edges. And when you open this app for the first time, every time you're launching it, anytime you open a new project, you'd see that the first object in the middle of your viewport, in the middle of your user interface rather, is a subdivided cube, which is in the form of a sphere. So SDF 3D actually have been using this subdivision function to make your application work sustainably on your phone, to model highly detailed models or soft edge models that look quite neat while minimizing the number of vertices, which is really demanding on the RAM of your phone or any software or any device that you're using to do your 3D modeling. And for anyone who's done this for a long time, will actually realize that it is a very crucial thing. So kudos to SDF 3D app. I mean, kudos to Automind Group for coming up with this beautiful application for your Android modeling. So I'm just going to scroll all the way to the features. And okay, so we're just going to look at the features before I download this app. Okay, so it's a productivity app. So let's see what happens after we load the information on this app. Okay. Oh yeah, that little arrow there. So about this app, SDF 3D is a soft edge modeling application, and it turns your imagination into 3D. And so soft edge modeling technology is a great new tool for creative modeling, architecture, ergonomic items, furniture designs, toys, jewelry, decorative elements, game design, industrial concept works, aviation, automotive industry, and many other designs. And goes all the way to the end. So if you want to know more about them, you can read on www.show-real.com. and you can also look for the user manual on their website. So the app info that we've got, you can actually see that it has had more than 500,000 downloads since it was updated, I think, and it has a size of 5.57 MB. It has in-app purchases which range between 500 shillings if you're in Kenya to 1,600 shillings per item, or $5 or $1.6, $5 or $10.6 if you're in the USA. And so let's have a look at the app permissions that we've got here. So it only has access to your Google Play billing service, and also your photos, media, and files. And the contents are always saved on your SD card. I think that's too much information for now. No one ever goes to have a look at that, right? So what's new is just a bug fix, and the version that we're going to be downloading right now is 4.0.1. So we're going to go back to the download, the install section, and I'll type install, and I'll just accept all the permissions requested, and I'm gonna give it a moment to download. There we go. It is now installing. Perfect. Now that we have installed SDF 3D on our phone, I can choose to open directly or go home, and I'm torn between two. Okay, to open or not to open, directly on Google Play Store. So we're just gonna go home and tap on the SDF 3D or subdeformer icon, and so it says check for update. This app was built for an older version of Android and may not work properly on this phone. Try checking updates or contact the developer. I think I'll check for updates. I've been using this app on my Oppo A3s, and I've just upgraded from version 8.1 to version 9.0, which is a newer version of the Android phones. That's not going to be a really big deal for us right now. So as you can see, this is SDF 3D. Voila, we've got it. I'm just going to activate my full screen display. Some people don't like it, especially if you've got some notch area display. So there we go. Might take a moment. Okay, I'm not going to check for updates right now. We're just going to dive right in. Now when you've got this already updated, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the difference between this app and the simulated version that I'm using. So I'm currently running on my BlueStacks, and you will actually see it when I talk about the features in the next video. So on this app, we have all the functions already working, but I'll try to show you one of the features that you cannot find in your free version on the Android phone. And thus are, I'm just going to select one face, go to the palette, and select it to green. I prefer green. I'm going to select that color, rotate it back into position, and I'll try to colorize it, and now let's see what happens. Well, this is an update actually. I was expecting the colorizing function not to function here because I've not purchased the new version, the pro version of the SDF 3D app. Anyway, what we're going to do now is to look at another function that I think is pro. Yeah, it is the export function. So I'm just going to save this little sphere, and we'll try to export it in the SDL feature. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to the gallery. I'll long press my project, and I'll use this button to export it, and you can see the STL function is the only one that's functioning. So I'm just going to auto rotate to have that feature activated, to have my OK button showing. And so there is the export button. There is PLY, 3DS, and DAE, OBJ, and OFF options to export your model that are actually not really activated. So I'll just try and export. Interestingly, also that feature seems to be on the light version. Initially, okay, so the PLY, 3DS, DAE, and OBJ, OFF versions are actually off for now. And earlier on, I've always just been exporting with STL, and they've actually not been featuring this exporting of PLY and other formats on this app. So I really have to try and establish which features are actually on the pro version of the app. And also I'm going to solve one of the questions that was asked earlier, which is on how to purchase the pro version of SDF 3D, because I can actually not see it here. Okay, let's activate symmetry, and all these functions seem to be actually working as if we're on the pro version. So I'm gonna duplicate this by copying and pasting. Right now I'm actually just going through a trial and error to see what's gonna work, what's not gonna work, what's pro, what's not pro. So I'm gonna move this circle a little bit, this sphere rather. Try to delete it, let's see. Still functions. So I think having updated the software changes the pro version preferences. But there is one thing that I'd like SDF 3D to change or to correct, and such are when you're working on the landscape, which I prefer because when you're working on the landscape screen, it's actually just like working on your computer, but then it gives you a much better user interface experience than if you're working on this application on the portrait view, because as you can see I have to scroll over on this upper menu item and also have to scroll on these lower menu items to access the features that I want to work with. That's not really a problem, but for me I just want to see all the sides of what I'm modeling, and also I prefer it looking better this way. Anyway, that's not really the problem I'm talking about. What I'd like SDF 3D to work on is on how these menu functions work. As you can see, we have white, black, grey, red, and all of these colors are here. And if I say select yellow on the bottom, I want to select it and say OK, but there is no OK button. In order to access it, I've got to rotate my phone back to portrait view and tap OK in order to access it. I think it's really pretty annoying because I cannot access my OK button. I also thought I was just gonna have to look at a tutorial in order to find where my OK button is. Anyway, I just hope that that feature is going to be corrected, or to be advanced by them, or to be improved for that matter. So I'm going to show you another thing that I'd like SDF 3D to work on, and that is the export function. Maybe they might want to work on STL, PLY and other exporting formats that we can have for 3D models, but that's not really a big matter for me because Blender can actually import the STL format of the application, of the models that you have generated with your SDF 3D. But then again, I have to rotate it back to position, and then the menu actually disappears, so I have to rotate it back to portrait view in order to access the export button, which does not appear if I rotate it back to landscape view. So that's yet one more thing that I'd like SDF 3D to improve on this software. There we go. So having not found what to purchase, I'll just go back to Play Store and I will look for SDF 3D again. And see what features are to be purchased. So I'll just go to what's new. So they say yes, it features a standard toolset of modeling functions in high resolution export 3D printers for 3D printers, that is STL format. SDF uses the soft edge modeling technique, which is memory efficient and adapted to mobile devices, respecting their memory and CPU limitations. So they're saying that soon SDF will offer some advanced premium features available via in-app purchases, such as synchronous mirror, precision tools, advanced native export, OBJ, etc. Professional toolset, color format to export 3ds, support for multiple objects or regions, coloring, advanced start objects such as cone, torus, large sphere, etc. Well, actually, I can see here is that some of these functions are already in the light version or in the free version of SDF 3D. For instance, the I've seen the torus, I've seen the coloring, and I've seen those advanced start objects such as the torus on the SDF 3D application before I even purchased the Pro version on my previous phone. And support for multiple objects, I have also seen it actually. You will realize on the video where I modeled a Kenyan bus, I actually had various regions on my user interface, on my viewport, and they were all just floating in the viewport. So that is also still for me not an in-app purchase. I think synchronous mirror might be one of the features that we will find. So I'm just gonna go back to SDF 3D and see if we can actually mirror these objects that we've got here. Well, for me, I have never used the mirror function, so maybe it will be the... Still it doesn't look... Okay, so I think with regards to this, we have all the functions working, unless there is one that they will introduce much later and we have to purchase. Now, to answer the question that was asked by Toha Ramadan, when you asked me to show you how to purchase the in-app purchase functions that are on SDF 3D, I will just say that if a function is not working on your phone just because it is an in-app purchase, what you have got to do is to just tap on it. For instance, when I wanted to activate my colorize function, although it works on this one, I just activated the first. I highlighted the first that I wanted to colorize, and when I tapped colorize, it didn't colorize as it has right now, as you can see. What happened was I selected colorize, and there was a pop-up on the middle of the screen somewhere around here where it said the function that you want to use right now is an in-app purchase feature, although not in the exact words. But then and then it also had a button at the bottom where it indicated purchase this app or cancel. And I just selected purchase. So when I selected purchase, it took me to my Google billing service, and I do not know which money transfer service you're using in your country, but I think Google billing service will actually help you with that, because it has options that are locally within your country, and you can select that, purchase this feature, and then when you purchase that feature, it will be downloaded to your phone immediately, and then you can activate it and use it, and bam, it will work on your phone. Also, another good thing about in-app purchases is that you can, if you do not like that in-app purchase, you can actually go back to your SDF 3D app or any application on Google Play Store and restore purchase, and your money will be refunded back to back through the same format or same service that you used to transfer that money. So that's how to purchase your in-app the in-app purchases functions, or the pro functions, or the pro features of your application. I'm gonna try and see if actually there is one feature that we can purchase right now. So I'll just use the pick color function and see if it's gonna work. Okay, there we go. It actually hasn't picked a color. I'm just gonna colorize other faces and see what's gonna happen. So I'll just color these faces. I'll color them yellow. Again, we auto rotate to portrait, select OK. And so let's see what happens. I'll colorize them. Now you can see that all of them have been colored in yellow. I'll select one face. Oh, yeah. So pick color. Okay. Actually, the pick color function works in a weird way. Some of these things are... Okay, I'll say pick color here, and I will go to colorize. Okay, I'll pick that color. I'll select another face and colorize. Let's see what happens. Okay, so that function still works because it has not instructed us or taken us to the purchasing the Pro version splash screen. I'll try to select symmetry and see what happens. Actually, still it remains the same, so all functions work. But like I said earlier, if there is any feature that they're going to introduce that requires you to purchase, you'll actually encounter it within your app, and you will see the splash screen with the options requesting you to respond by either purchasing the feature or cancelling the purchase, and then it will take you to your billing service. Your billing service. Wow, that was a really nasty pronunciation of service. So it will take you to your billing service, the one that you use locally and also maybe internationally. And if you're a Kenyan, you'll use M-Pesa, or you can use international billing services from whichever other country that you might be in. And that's basically how to make your in-app purchases. Thank you very much for watching this video. It's lasted entirely 21 minutes. I never expected it to be this long, but thank you very much for watching all the way to the end. If you like this video and the other videos that you have had a look at on Razaki 3D, please make sure to subscribe, like, share and comment if you've got a question to ask. And we will meet on the next video, where I will be illustrating all the features of SDF 3D. We're going to go through the left menu rack, and we're going to go over the right hand side menu rack. We will also talk about this little sphere that you see there, and we'll talk about the color palette, although we've mentioned it in this video. And in the next one after that, we're going to finalize with the features such as in the shape function, which are extrude, intrude, subdivide, bevel, bump, split, and you'll actually learn to model detailed items with your SDF 3D application like I did, with those very interesting steps you will see on the suggested video on the right hand corner of your screen. Thank you very much for watching Razaki 3D. Until next time, ciao.